You're listening to Des Moines Radio Mashup, KDPS. This is Emily here. So this past weekend, I was getting my nails done, and I was noticing all the different types of services being offered to all the different types of age ranges of ladies here in this nail salon. I'm still fairly new to the Des Moines area, and I was just wondering where you lady listeners go to get your nails done and what kind of services you like. You like your nails long, short? Do you like them designs? Do you like them just plain colors? Find us on Facebook at KDPS Radio and share with me your thoughts.
You're listening to Edge 88.1 Des Moines Radio Mashup, and you're here with Taylor and Emily. And starting tonight on Teen Nick, they are showcasing all 90s cartoons. So Rugrats, Wild Thornberrys, Angry Beavers, all these cartoons are coming back. So how do you feel about that, Emily? Since you're a millennial like me, we grew up watching 90s cartoons. How do you feel?
I'm looking forward to it. Definitely hope to see some Lizzie McGuire, some That's So Raven. Those are my two favorite shows growing up.
Totally. I loved watching all of our 90s, and I think nothing compares to the 90s cartoons, especially for me, because that's what I grew up watching. And today I just feel like the cartoon that they have going on all the stations are just, they don't really have a purpose. They're just more of like a distraction, I feel.
I agree. I hope that children watching these cartoons, if they're up this late at night, they really shouldn't be, but if they're up late watching these, they see some family values and some more lightheartedness on these cartoons and these TV shows.
Alrighty, well with that, all the 90s babies out there will know this song. Up next is NSYNC's Bye Bye Bye.
You're listening to Des Moines Radio Mashup, Edge 88.1. This is Emily here with Taylor, and in honor of Taylor Swift's concert this Thursday, I noticed that she's really probably the biggest name to come here to Des Moines since I've lived here. I'm from Dallas, and we have pretty big celebrities come through my town. Taylor, who would you like to see come through Des Moines?
Yeah, I mean, I've noticed that Taylor Swift is probably the biggest name, or at least in our generation, to come to Des Moines. And I know you're used to seeing like Drake and Nicki Minaj, Justin Bieber, all those big time artists. And I wish that Des Moines, Wells Fargo, would bring some of those artists here, because it is an upcoming city. And I wish that I could see some of my favorite artists instead of having to travel 3 or 4 hours to go visit them. But up next is her favorite song, Taylor Swift's Should Have Said No.
You're listening to Des Moines Radio Mashup, KDPS. This is Emily here. As I go into class every morning on my 8 a.m.s, I notice that all of these Iowans have these huge cans or bottles of Mountain Dew. I'm from Texas, and we drink Dr. Pepper, and these Iowans are sitting in class just drinking these Mountain Dews like it's an espresso or something. I mean, what's up with that? It's so odd. I don't know if that's a Midwest thing or if that's an Iowa thing, but I mean, it's everywhere. It's even in the QT gas station slushie machines. I guess Mountain Dew is just an Iowa thing. Speaking of pop, here is Selena Gomez's new song, Good For You. Looking for ways to give back, but you can't think of where to start? Get involved in Make-A-Wish Iowa. Make-A-Wish Iowa is part of the nation's largest and most well-established wish-granting organization, and you can give back by visiting their website and learning how to give through donations, matching gifts, donating airline miles, giving a vehicle, and even planned giving. Visit their website at www.iowa.wish.org. Up next is Cody Simpson's Wish You Were Here. You're listening to Des Moines Radio Mashup, KDPS. Emily here. We're stereotyped for all different kinds of things, our race, religion, sexual orientation, and everything in between, but what about the state that we live in? The other day I was scrolling down my Facebook news feed, and I came across an article that was discussing other Americans who live in other states' stereotypes and perceptions of the residents of other states. And the ones that I found the most interesting were Pennsylvania. Americans said that they think that Pennsylvania is just 2 cities in Amish country. Iowa, they think that that's just farmers with political connections. And California, failed actors and wannabe surfers. Tweet us at KDPS88 and let us know if you think these stereotypes are accurate, if you have any stereotypes of your own, or if you'd like to see a different stereotype for the state of Iowa.
Hey, all you Des Moines listeners, you're listening to Des Moines Radio Mashup, Edge 88, and me and Emily were just talking about how Barbie just released a new African-American doll to represent Zendaya.
Zendaya, yeah, I think she's on the Disney Channel. She's been on Dancing with the Stars. I think she's the star of Disney's #1 show, in fact. I know she's a really big role model for young African-American girls, and quite frankly, girls of any kind, because of the poise and the stature that she conducts herself with.
Yeah, she seems to always be not in the limelight for drama or anything like that. She's very spokesperson for being you and being who you are, and I think it's really important that Barbie represents African American culture, and I hope to see more in the future. And I think that's really important for little girls to have an idol or a little Barbie doll that they can represent them and what they are, and I think that's really important.
I agree. I think it's great that these little girls have a Barbie that they can relate to, a girl that's so modest and so professional and so wise beyond her years. And I agree with you. I think it'll be interesting to see if they, make any other Barbies representative of other cultures and subcultures.
Alrighty, for all you Zendaya fans, go out there and get that Barbie doll that represents her. And up next is Carrie Hilson, Pretty Girl Rock.
Hey girl!
What's that loud noise? It sounds like you're at a concert. I thought we were going out tonight.
Oh my gosh, I'm downtown on Grand Avenue right now at the Gaslamp. You need to come down right now and check it out.
Wait, really? For what?
Meet me down here. It's called the Gaslamp. They are showing a cover band here soon.
Just a cover band randomly downtown?
Yeah, but there's live music all the time, drinks, and you can eat with me down here too.
Oh, sounds great. I'm on my way. In 2008, I met my best friend. My parents were divorced, and I needed someone to look up to. That's when I met Carrie, thanks to Big Brothers, Big Sisters.
I'll never forget the time that April and I met. I knew that we were going to make a real difference in each other's lives.
Carrie quickly became more than my mentor. She felt like my real sister in no time.
April always says she thinks that her life changed, but I can't imagine not having her be a part of my life.
Big Brothers, Big Sisters, changing how kids grow up in Central Iowa.
You're listening to Des Moines Radio Mashup, Edge 88. Earlier, Taylor and I were talking about some of the things that we do, some of the activities we're involved in, and then we got to what our hidden talents are. Now, me personally, I've been playing volleyball for, 14, 15 years now, but prior to that, I took piano for 8 years. So, being that young and learning that skill, I can still read music to this day. Now, I don't use this talent because, like I said, I'm always playing volleyball, but I guess I'd consider it a talent. Taylor, what about you?
I would have to say my hidden talents are I know how to dance. I love dancing, but I'm also double jointed and I can touch my nose with my tongue. I know these are weird hidden talents, but I think it's cool that I can dance, not dance like professionals, but I think that's a talent I have. And we would love to hear what your talents are. Tweet us at KDPS88. Up next is 3-6 Mafia's Lolly.
You're listening to Des Moines Radio Mashup Edge 88, so I think by now we're all well informed that the Kansas City Royals are the World Series champions. Being from Texas, I only know of being a fan of your local hometown team, but here in Iowa, since there's no pro team, residents and citizens of Iowa can basically pick any team they choose to root for. And, here around surrounding the Midwest, we have the Royals, the Twins, the Sox, the Cubs, the Cardinals. I guess Iowans can take their pick on who they want to root for, but I just really feel like since Kansas City has won the World Series, and it's been 30 years since they won it, that there's been a lot of bandwagon fans here in Iowa. I mean, really, y'all, come on. Pick a team and stay with it. I mean, it's cool to support your Midwest teams, but I'm from Texas, and honestly, if the Astros won the World Series, I wouldn't really be too happy about it. I'd want my Rangers to win. So tweet us your thoughts at KDPS88. Up next is Pumped Up Kicks by Foster the People. You're listening to Des Moines Radio Mashup, Edge 88. Taylor and I were discussing vacations. Thanksgiving break's coming up, and then soon Christmas break is coming up, which I know all of us college students are really excited about. But during these times, I know lots of families or maybe individuals or couples even take vacations. So I've been to Hawaii, and I've been to California, New York, Florida. I've been to a lot of places, although I haven't traveled out of the U.S. I feel like I've made my fair share of rounds in the States of the United States. Taylor, where have you been, and what kind of trips are you looking forward to?
I recently went to Chicago. I've been to Alaska where I visited my dad, and I went whale watching, but I've also been to New York like yourself and Florida for band trips. But upcoming this month, I'm actually going to Mexico with my significant other for about a week. So I'm actually really excited about that. First time I've actually been outside of the United States. You're listening to Des Moines Radio Mashup Edge 88, and you're here with Taylor. So if you've been tuning into our show, I was just telling Emily how I'm going to Mexico at the end of the month with my boyfriend. And what was really interesting, he told me he's never been on a plane. He's 29 years old and has never been on a plane. So I came up with some traveling tips for him and all of you travelers out there who are beginning to travel or plan to travel outside the United States. And I want you guys to keep in mind that you should always pack an extra pair of clothes in your carry-on just in case your luggage gets lost or you need to adapt to wherever you're going. It's also smart to carry a portable charger so you can always keep your phone charged, stay connected to who you need to, and also pay attention to the gate changes throughout the airport. I've had flights go from one end to the other at the airport, so just pay attention to those, and if you ever get Confused? Just ask for help. I'd love to hear your tips that you've learned along the way, so tweet us at KDPS88. Up next is Baby It's You by JoJo featuring Bow Wow. You're listening to Des Moines Radio Mashup Edge 88, and you're here with Taylor and Emily. So we were just talking about plastic surgery at young ages. In our younger generation, it is so common for young people to get surgery done at ages 16, 18, 20. And I was just thinking, because one of my friends, she's thinking about getting her third boob job, and she's only 20 years old. Wow. I would love to ask you, Emily, what is your advice for girls and guys in the young generation about getting plastic surgery?
You know, I would say definitely don't make rash decisions. I kind of feel this way with tattoos. I think you need to plan it out. I think you need to plan it out financially. And I think that you need to be 100% confident that this is what you want. You know, don't make rash decisions. I also think, you know, if you're going to do it, own up to it. You know, don't act like you didn't get a boob job, or don't act like you didn't get your nose fixed. You know, if you did it and it's obvious and it's noticeable, just say, hey, you know, yeah, I did. I, you know, felt insecure about it, or, you know, I wanted to, you know, I don't know, own up to the person that I really wanted to be.
I totally agree. I feel like you should do it for you and don't do it for anybody else. Make sure that you're happy with it and it's something that you're going to be okay living with. So with that, we're going to play for you Chris Brown's She Ain't You.
You're listening to Des Moines Radio Mashup Edge 88. The other day as I was scrolling through Facebook, I came across an article that featured a study conducted by a travel company by the name of BusBud that described the most Instagram places in the United States. Now, some areas were a little obvious, like Yellowstone Park in Montana and Mount Rushmore in South Dakota, and of course the St. Louis Arch in Missouri. But some places were surprising, like Disney World was not Florida's most Instagram place. And even more surprisingly, in my opinion at least, Iowa's most Instagram places was the bridges of Madison County. Now, I really don't even know what this is. I know this is a movie, I think an old movie that my grandma likes. But I would have thought it would have been the State Fair or maybe the beautiful Capitol downtown. That's pretty unique in my opinion. So I'd like to know some places that some of y'all have Instagrammed and some places that I could visit. Tweet us at KDPS88. You're listening to Des Moines Radio Mashup Edge 88. Taylor and I have been talking a lot about traveling and some traveling tips, most Instagram places in the U.S. here on our radio show, but one that we didn't discuss was time travel. Taylor, where would you like to go? If you could go anywhere, any place, anytime, where would you go?
I would actually go back to Egyptian times, or maybe like the Holocaust, or Chicago during the 20s and 30s. I know all of those are random and don't mix together. But I just like history and going to historical points in time, and I loved Chicago during the 30s and 20s. I love learning about Egyptian culture, and I definitely love learning about the Holocaust and like World War II, since that wasn't that long ago in our history. But Emily, where would you like to go? Where would you go? When would you go in history, and why?
I would definitely say I would either want to go back to Texas when it was its own country. Yes, I know all of you listeners out there are rolling your eyes at Texans, but that either or going back to the American Revolution and the 1700s. I'm just such a patriotic person, and I think it just would have been cool to witness that. Obviously, as a female, I wouldn't have much influence on it, but it would be amazing to just have some of those memories.
I never actually thought about that. That's a good point, Emily. But we want to hear from you guys, all our listeners, so tweet us at KDPS88, and we'd love to hear about where would you like to travel during time. Up next is Beautiful by Mariah Carey.
This is Emiley Crittenden here with Todd Bailey, who works with the Marketing and Communications Department here at Grandview, and I'm here to discuss the importance of the new Student Center. Mr. Bailey, what in your opinion is the greatest asset to the newly renovated Student Center?
I think first and foremost, the biggest asset is the new dining. I think it was something that was sorely needed on campus, really needed to be updated. We needed something newer. We needed bigger space. And I think that's there are a lot of benefits to the new building, but I think that's the number one benefit.
Do you feel that the Student Center was designed with the majority of the student body's best interest?
I think so. The Student Center is kind of the capper to a 15-year plan on campus with growth in a lot of different areas. That this is a space that was needed and benefits the campus community, students, staff, faculty, but also the community surrounding campus as well.
Do you think there's any ulterior motives for renovating the Student Center? I know in some reports for the news, it's been mentioned that the Skywalk here is the longest standing sky bridge in Des Moines. Do you think that they're just trying to get attention for that or anything like that?
That's funny. And it's not, actually. That's just interesting. But I certainly wouldn't say that's why the new Student Center was built. When you start talking about that, sometimes you look for things that are unique and interesting, things that will be attention-grabbing when you want to get attention and show signs of progress and signs of growth on our campus. And the Skywalk, the Jensen Bridge, is definitely that type of thing.
In other news reports, it's been mentioned that this could be right or wrong, but that the project to renovate the new Student Center was around $20 million. Do you think that this money could have been used to better benefit students and what they would like to see done around campus?
Well, this goes back to what I was saying earlier about the 15-year plan, where there has been a lot of growth on campus. As far as how much was spent to build the building, if you go around the building, you'll see a lot of donor names, a lot of little placards. A lot of money was raised through donations for this project, specifically to build the Student Center. Jensen Bridge, the Jensen family, the video studio, the Lubers Video Studio, Pomerantz Radio Studio. Donations were given to build this, and I think they raised, don't quote me on this, but I think about $10 million for this project. And that money was raised for this project. So it's not like it took away from something else that could have been done, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Does that answer your question?
Yep. Sure. And then my final question, what's your biggest frustration with the Student Center? I know a lot of students have complained that these classrooms here are small, that they're just kind of shoved in the back of the building. They preferred the old communications building. I'm a second-year student here, and I transferred here, so this is my first experience with the comm department here. I have no idea how the other building operated. I know Mr. Winzenburg personally has complained about the radio station room and how he liked the other one better. Do you think that there could have been any other better designs or better layouts or arrangements here in this building, especially for the comm department?
I'm sure as you move into a new space and you start to figure it out, I'm sure there's things that we will look at and think, oh, I wish we'd have done this, or I wish we'd have set it up this way. There's always going to be things that pop up along those lines. For the comm department specifically, we lost space moving into here, and we lost our own building.
Thank you, Todd Bailey, for joining me today. This is Emiley Crittenden for KDPS.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Hey y'all, I'm Emily.
And I'm Taylor, and our show, In Tune, will keep you up to speed with what's trending,
Entertainment, controversy, and so much more.
Tune in to Des Moines Radio Mashup, Edge 88.1, every Monday night from 7 to 9.
Taylor and I will be your guides to what's hot and what's not, y'all.
Oh no, she didn't!
You can also tune in to hear all the hottest tracks from the 90s till now. Trust me, you won't want to miss this.
You're listening to Des Moines Radio Mashup, Edge 88. You're here with Taylor and Emily on Intune. So recently, Uber, the app that allows people to kind of get like a free taxi service, recently announced that they're going to be coming up with a new Uber Eats. The service will come, it'll be here as of March, and it's an app where you can have food delivered to you, which would be perfect for us here in Des Moines, but unfortunately, this will only be present in Atlanta, Chicago, Dallas, and some other big cities.
I know, I'm so excited. I wish Des Moines would get it, but to see that this is actually happening is pretty cool, because eventually it'll come to Des Moines, and I work in the serving industry, and sometimes I just get home from work late at night and I just wish that there was places that delivered instead of the typical like Chinese or pizza, because that's all we really have in Des Moines. So to see Uber Eats as our future for food, I am very excited, because I don't want to be driving out in this weather that you see out right now, all the snow. I just want somebody to deliver the food to me.
For sure. I'm curious to see how it'll hold up.
Yeah, and what restaurants will actually team up with it, because the restaurants have to team up with this app in order for Uber drivers to deliver the food. Right. So I wonder how that's all going to work out. But we're really excited about that, and hopefully it comes to Des Moines soon. But up next is Tovlo Talking Body. Hey, all you KDPS listeners, you're listening to In Tune with Taylor and Emily.
Hey, y'all.
Alrighty, and that was Calvin Harris featuring Ellie Goulding and Outside. This week, Chelsea Handler came out and said that Justin Bieber was her worst interviewee when she had her show Chelsea Lately. Did you ever watch this show on E! Network?
I watched a little bit of it. I know she was kind of raunchy, so I wasn't particularly allowed to
And you're a
watch
huge
it.
fan of Bieber, so this is why I wanted to talk to you. What do you think of this comment she made? She said he was the worst interviewee because he, at the time that she did the first interview, he was like 15 or something, and apparently he was trying to flirt with her on all these things, according to her. But we all know how she is and how out there and bizarre and what her coworkers say about her. But what do you say to this as a Justin Bieber like mega fan?
I mean, I'm pretty sure that, like you said, when this interview took place, he was probably like 15, 16. This is kind of before his little, rebirth thing happened. So, I mean,
probably
I
was
could
just
see
a nervous
she would
little
say
kid.
That, but
And I haven't really heard much of her since the Chelsea Lately show.
Sure.
So maybe she's just doing it for attention.
Yeah, it's a little irrelevant at this point.
But right now, we're going to celebrate the Biebs with What Do You Mean by Justin Bieber coming up next. You're listening to Des Moines Radio Mashup, Edge 88, and you're here listening to In Tune with Taylor and Emily.
Hey, y'all.
Alrighty, and that was Bad Intentions by Miss Nikki Heaton. And speaking of intentions, a new Facebook scandal has broke out. 6 girls from Phoenix went to school and they dressed up in t-shirts, but the t-shirt spelled out a racial slur. And so not only did this picture go viral, all of their names were attached to this photo and it went viral. And I want to know what your reaction is, Emily, because to me, these kids live in a day where everything is recorded and saved forever. So why would their intentions be behind making such a statement?
Well, one, I guess you can't believe everything you see on the internet. So was this like truly at school, or was it like
it was
an
in like a basketball
after-school
court
event?
It was like at a school event.
Okay.
And it's a Phoenix high school. All of the girls are listed and people on Facebook are outraged. It went viral within a day and a half.
I'm just confused on, one, why they would even do that in the first place, but two, like how they even, I guess, got in the school with that on.
Yeah, wouldn't like a teacher or a faculty member notice that and be like, oh, whoa, that's inappropriate? But if they weren't all together, they probably didn't know what was going on.
Right.
But I want to hear from you guys. What do you think their intentions were, and what do you guys feel about it? You guys should tweet us at KDPS88. Up next is Reflections by Mr. Wives, and that is perfect because some people need to reflect on their actions.
You're listening to Des Moines Radio Mashup, Edge 88. You're here with Emily and Taylor.
Hi, guys.
That was Maroon 5 Sugar. I love that song, but what I love more than the song is the music video, because they just went around to, like, I guess, random people's weddings and crashed their weddings and played songs there. Like,
yeah, they actually like filmed the music video, like they all crashed weddings and like performed for them, and they like videotaped it and used it as their video. And speaking of weddings, tonight is the episode of Teen Mom where Tyler and Caitlin, for all you Teen Mom fans, have watched it since they were on 16 and Pregnant and they gave their daughter up for adoption. Mm-hmm. They're the only couple that stayed together, and they already been together for like 10 years. 10 years. And so tonight on the show, they're actually getting married. And for me, I've been a fan of this for over 5-6 years that they've been on TV, and I'm really proud to see that they actually stuck it through and they're the only couple to make it.
Yeah, I'm also glad that they didn't rush right into marriage as soon as they found out that they were going to have a child together, and they did it on their own time.
They did it on their own terms, and now like they're one of the strongest couples in TV history, and I'm so proud of them, especially for going what they've gone through. So up next, we're going to dedicate a song to them and their wedding day, and it's Baby It's You by JoJo. You're listening to Des Moines Radio Mashup, Edge 88, and you're listening to the In Tune show with Emily and Taylor.
Hey, y'all.
Alrighty, and that was Jesse McCartney, How Do You Sleep? And we were just discussing Hollywood couples and like our favorite movies, actually famous couples who actually were in love off screen. But I was just telling Emily that my all-time favorite Hollywood couple is a tie between Noah and Allie,
I love
The
them.
Notebook,
I love that
aka
movie.
Rachel McAdams and Ryan Gosling, or Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet for Titanic. I always loved them together, and they never actually dated, but I wish they would. And they're still single now, so maybe there's a hope in the future. How about you, Emily?
For sure, one of my favorites is Chad Michael Murray and Hilary Duff from
Stop.
What is that? Cinderella
Story.
Yeah. I want to say that they dated.
Yes, they dated after that movie, but I
life?
remember that. I loved him from One Tree Hill.
Oh, One Tree Hill.
Those are such classic Hollywood couples. But we want to hear what your favorite Hollywood couples are, fake or real. So tweet us at KDPS88, and up next is a little love song for them, This Kiss by Faith Hill. You're listening to Des Moines Radio Mashup, Edge 88, and you're listening to In Tune with Taylor and Emily.
Hi, y'all.
So this past week, we saw that Farrah Abram from Teen Mom and Nicki Minaj actually got in a Twitter fight over Farrah's parenting choices. Nicki apparently was watching the season, like episodes, and she critiqued Farrah for how she talks to her mom, which I've seen her from the beginning be very disrespectful and angry. I feel like she's a very angry person. But her parenting choices have really affected her daughter because she has a little bit of an attitude as well.
For sure.
But she wasn't the only celebrity that came in. Like on Khloe Kardashian's new show, Cocktails with Khloe, Snoop Dogg and another guest acted out this Twitter fight. And Farrah didn't seem to like it. But we want to hear what you guys think. And Emily, you've been a show of Teen Mom. So what do you think of Farrah as a parent?
I think she should reevaluate some of her choices for sure. But I also kind of don't really feel like Nicki has a place to comment on the situation since she's not a parent either.
Yeah, I could totally see that. Because you don't know her, so why judge her just based upon what you see on TV?
Sure.
But she has had a pattern of being disrespectful and saying and doing some ridiculous things. But we want to hear what you guys have to say. So tweet us at KDPS88. Up next is Sorry by Justin Bieber, and this is Emily's favorite song. And we fitted appropriate because hopefully they can make up.
Hey y'all, you're listening to Des Moines Radio Mashup, Edge 88. You're here with Emily and Taylor.
Hi guys.
So recently, ABC Family has just kind of been promoting on their channel, which I guess is still technically called ABC Family, that they're going to be changing their network name to Freeform. I think it's a little weird. It kind of bothers me.
I know, I've grown up watching ABC Family movies or ABC Family TV shows, and now they're switching it to Freeform. And my main concern is what is going to happen to the 25 Days of Christmas on ABC Family? Or is it going to be on Freeform? Is it not? I'm just wondering what kind of angle they're going for to try to switch the name, because Freeform is supposedly supposed to be aimed towards like younger generations that are dealing with 21st century teenage and young youth problems.
Yeah.
So maybe they're going to have more controversial problems. That way they don't want to have it ABC Family anymore. But
I like the family aspect better than the... I mean, you might as well make it just like MTV if you're going to do that.
Yeah, it bothers me that they're changing such a classic. I mean, the past 22 years, I've grown up remembering it as ABC Family and ABC Family movies, and now it's going to be Freeform. But we want to hear what you guys have to think about this and if you're sad or not. So tweet us at KDPS88. And up next is Chris Brown, She Ain't You.
You're listening to Des Moines Radio Mashup, Edge 88.1. You're here with Taylor and Emily listening to Intune.
Hey guys, thank you for tuning in.
So I've been seeing like a couple of ads on TV about an LED selfie case. Like it kind of fits around your phone like an OtterBox would, but it has these LED lights around it. And I was like, okay, this is totally like one of those random knockoff things from like Amazon or whatever. But I saw one in person for the first time this weekend when Taylor and I went out downtown, and that thing is ridiculous.
It can literally, when you turn it on, it's like a LED wall and you see every flaw.
It's actually really bad. If you want to feel bad about yourself, get an LED selfie case.
And
it's bad.
Girls are going crazy over this thing. Kim Kardashian has posted many Instagram photos saying like, this is what I use for my perfect selfie. And so it's a case that she can turn on or off, and the lights shine so bright and they show every bump, blemish, anything that's on your face. So if you want to do your makeup, you want to use your LED case to do your makeup. It is quite ridiculous, but seeing it in person is even more ridiculous. I can't believe girls actually buy that.
Seriously, and it's expensive. It's like $50.
No, it's like 80.
Oh, yikes, that's even
for
worse.
A phone case. I'm like, no thank you, I'd rather go get a pizza. So for all you girls out there, if you're wanting that for Valentine's Day, make sure to tell your dude that you want the perfect selfie photo case. But up next is Meet Virginia by Train. That was Catered to You by Destiny's Child, and we haven't heard a lot from them lately. And speaking of coming back from the absent, Leonardo DiCaprio has come back with his amazing performance in Revenant, which I've seen twice. I think Leo deserves an Oscar, and with this year's Oscars coming up, he is actually nominated for one, and he has never won. I didn't know if you knew that or not. He's never won one, not even for Titanic, Departed, any of his major hit movies. He's never won an Oscar.
It's a little crazy if you think about it, considering all the movies that he's been in.
And how talented he is and how many awards he has gotten. I don't understand why he hasn't received an Oscar, even for Wolf of Wall Street. That was a mega movie that came out, and he's never won one, so I'm hoping that this year he can come through and win one. I think he deserves it.
After all this time, I think so too.
I think especially after Titanic. How could he not receive an Oscar for Titanic? That's an iconic movie that even people that are growing up still know that movie.
Absolutely.
And I just wish him the best of luck. And speaking of Leonardo, I'm going to dedicate this next song to him. It's Beating Heart by Ellie Goulding. Keep tuned in and keep on listening to Des Moines Radio Mashup, Edge 88.
You're listening to Des Moines Radio Mashup, Edge 88. You're here with Taylor and Emily listening to In Tune.
Hi, guys.
Hey, y'all. So there is this new, semi-new, right? Semi-new.
New to us, at least.
Candle company called Charmed Aroma, and supposedly this candle company puts jewelry inside the candles, and this jewelry, I think it's typically rings, ranges anywhere from $10 to $5,000. And as you melt the candle, you're supposed to kind of pull the piece of jewelry out. And
yeah, it's like wrapped in aluminum foil, and every candle has a jewelry. And I was just on Facebook and I came across this, and I went to their site, and I'm actually going to purchase them, so I'll let you know what mine is. But it gives you like a code, and you can go onto the actual website and appraise and see how much the ring is in your candle.
Sure.
And to me, this is just like such a cool idea, because instead of just a normal candle, you get like a piece of jewelry.
Surprise.
Yeah, and every candle's different, and they have like 4 flavors. But I was thinking, like, wouldn't that be such like a cute gift for like Valentine's Day? Instead of just a candle, you get like a ring. And how lucky would you be if you got like a $5,000 ring?
I want a blue one.
Right? And wonder if like special scents have like special ring like themes,
I guess,
or like
we'll
colors,
have to find out.
colored stones. But we'd love to see what you guys think. So tweet us at KDPS88, and we'd love to see what you guys think about this candle candy, as I would call it.
What the heck?
Candle candy.
Oh, Lord.
But up next is Fire Burning by Sean Kingston. I know you'll love this one, Emily.
Justin Bieber.
You're listening to Des Moines Radio Mashup, Edge 88, and you're in tune with Taylor and Emily.
Hey, y'all.
Alrighty, well, we were just talking about when I was there at home during break, I was just watching my TV shows, and a new TV show just came out on the Oprah Winfrey Network, and it's called It's Not You, It's Men. And basically, they take Rev Run from Run DMC, who's happily married, and he saved himself for marriage, and they actually teamed him up with Tyrese, who's like in the Fast and the Furious movies. Yeah. And he's very single, very straightforward about what he wants and looking in for relationships. But they put him together on a TV show to discuss like issues within the young community and about God and sex and relationships and commitment, and they just openly talk about different perspectives, and they always have a strong female voice to come out and give a neutral bystance of what women feel. And I think this is so cool to actually have men be able to talk about this, because maybe it'll open communication for other men.
Yeah, I like that they have a woman in there too that kind of, sets her record straight.
Can set the record and be like, I actually don't feel like that, or that's a misconception. And
exactly.
I just like the idea of being open and honest and talking about things that maybe are taboo, because even onto the first episode, they were talking about double standards that women receive for the same things that men do, and how it's mostly from other women that they receive judgment. So I like that they just started this show, and hopefully it's going to go on for a long time, because
maybe I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it's on Oprah Winfrey Network, which I was surprised I didn't even know I had that show on my cable. But up next, we're going to throw it back to the men, and here's Salt and Peppa with Push It.
You're listening to Des Moines Radio Mashup, Edge 88.1. You're here with Taylor and Emily listening to In Tune.
Hey guys, thank you for tuning in.
So, as Taylor and I were hanging out this past weekend, we were talking about all the places that we'd like to travel to, and then we posed the question, would you sell all your possessions to travel the world with your best friend, or maybe a significant other? Taylor?
Yeah, I wanted to know, like, if people could really actually do it, sell everything you own, leave your apartment, sell all your clothes, or not all of your clothes, but sell all your furniture, and actually spend that money and go travel the world, not have a home, just buy one-way ticket somewhere and just see where it takes you. Maybe for a year or 2 or 10 years, whatever you decide, but could someone actually do it? That'd be a pretty big commitment.
That is a big commitment, and I'm sure people have done that before, or are doing it now. But I don't know.
I think I really could. I think I could really leave. If I was really with somebody I cared about, like I loved, like a best friend or a significant other, and I wanted to travel the world, I would sell everything, because to me, money's money, and you only live once, so why not travel and see what beauty is out there instead of living to live in a house that you're only living in half the time.
They have a really nice collection of Texas Rangers apparel. I don't know if I could get rid of that. Honestly.
Yeah, plus leaving your family too, that might be kind of hard.
Sure, absolutely.
But we want to hear what you think, so tweet us at KDPS88. Up next is Clumsy by Fergie. You're listening to In Tune with Taylor and Emily on Edge 88, Des Moines Radio Mashup, and that was a little throwback to Miley Cyrus and David Archuleta with I Wanna Know. And jumping to the future, the Iowa State Fair just announced that Dierks Bentley will be performing at the 2016 Iowa State Fair, and I'm excited. I actually like Dierks Bentley.
Don't even remind me of the summer when it's like snowing outside.
I know, it's like the middle of a blizzard and we're talking about the State Fair, but I'm actually excited. I actually would go to see Dierks Bentley. I love a lot of his music. And I wonder who else they're coming out with. But who have you seen at the Iowa State Fair? I know you've been for the past two.
Carrie Underwood and somebody random that I actually really like Def Leppard.
Well, we want to know who you guys want to see at the State Fair. And we want to know what you guys think about Dierks Bentley coming. Tweet us at KDPS88. And up next is his song, Feel That Fire, which is one of Emily's favorite songs.
All right, we're tuning out. Thanks for listening to In Tune with Taylor and Emily. We'll be back next Monday from 7 to 9.
Yes, guys, check us out every Monday, 7 to 9, In Tune, Taylor and Emily on Des Moines Radio Mashup, Edge 88. We're signing out, but we'd like to leave you with one last song. It's Wonderwall by Oasis.
You're listening to Des Moines Radio Mashup, Edge 88.1, and you're in tune with just Emily tonight. Taylor and I usually do our partner show from 7 to 9, but tonight it's just going to be me, and we're going to be discussing pop divas of the 2000s. So that was a Beyonce song, Crazy in Love, and most moms, when they go to school fundraisers, you know, they bake stuff or they do simple fundraisers, but if you're Beyonce, you're going to be holding a surprise show at your daughter's elementary school. Just recently, Beyonce did this. She performed for her daughter's school at the Grand Gala for the Center of Early Education in North Hollywood. She sang songs such as her 2000 hit Halo and even did a cover of Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You. Keep it right here on Edge 88.1. We'll be discussing all pop divas from the 2000s. Up next is Taylor Swift's 22. You're listening to Des Moines Radio Mashup, Edge 88.1, and you're in tune with Emily. Tonight we're going to be discussing all things pop divas. That was Adele's Rolling in the Deep, and after a recent discovery of a mashup that two of her fans did online, she actually invited the two of those on stage at a concert. That just proves that anything you put online could get the attention you want it to. Up next is Glory and Gore by Lorde. You're listening to Des Moines Radio Mashup, Edge 88.1, and you're in tune with Emily. That was Glory and Gore by Lorde. So, Rihanna and Drake have been spotted together once again. Rumors of them being together continue to circle. He was claimed to be with tennis player Serena Williams, but the chemistry between these two are just undeniable. They've had several music collaborations together, Take Care, and several other ones in the past, but they claim to be just friends. While these rumors continue to swirl, as the two were seen leaving a nightclub at 5:30 a.m. after their performance of their new single Work at the Brit Awards. Right, here's their song right now, Work. You're listening to Des Moines Radio Mashup, Edge 88.1, and you're in tune with Emily tonight. We're going to be discussing all things pop divas. That was Give Your Heart a Break by Demi Lovato. The new movie that's out called Zootopia features pop singer Shakira, and she basically plays herself as Gazelle in the movie. And when the producers of this movie asked her input for her character, some of the clothes that, you know, her animal character would be wearing in there and that type of thing, she told producers that her animal alter ego was too skinny. She, quote, told them to give her some meat so that she looked like her. Shakira just celebrated the 10th anniversary of her hit, Hips Don't Lie, and that's up next now. You're listening to Des Moines Radio Mashup, and you're in tune with Emily, keeping it here on Edge 88.1. Tonight it's just going to be me, and we're just going to be discussing 2000s pop divas. That was Poker Face by Lady Gaga, and recently Lady Gaga confirmed that she's in the works for another album. Now, Lady Gaga hasn't put out an album since 2013, so this is kind of a big deal. She's been advocating a lot of stuff for Kesha, and she even performed her really moving single Till It Happens recently at the Academy Awards. Gaga also confirmed that she'll be, quote, definitely returning to American Horror Story, although she can't promise how or when. Gaga first made her acting debut on American Horror Story Hotel as the Bloody Thirsty Countess. Up next is Skyscraper by Demi Lovato. You're listening to Des Moines Radio Mashup, Edge 88.1. Now, I know we're all about the ladies tonight, and more specifically, the pop divas. But one pop diva herself has finally settled the age-old NSYNC Backstreet Boys battle. Britney Spears is apparently Team Backstreet Boys. Spears posted a photo with Backstreet Boy AJ McLean after he attended her Piece of Me tour in Las Vegas. Sorry, Justin. Up next is Britney Spears' hit, Piece of Me. You're listening to Des Moines Radio Mashup, Edge 88.1, and you're in tune with Emily. We've been discussing all things 2000s pop divas. That was Piece of Me by Britney Spears, but what do you get a girl, specifically a pop diva, that has everything? Well, an engraved locket, of course. Taylor Swift just celebrated her 1-year anniversary with fellow musician and DJ Calvin Harris. Harris got Swift an engaged locket with the date of their anniversary on it. How cute. Hopefully they don't break up and Taylor doesn't have to write a song about him. But up next is We Are Never Getting Back Together by Miss Taylor Swift herself. You're listening to Des Moines Radio Mashup, Edge 88.1. You're in tune with Emily, discussing all things 2000s pop divas. That was We Are Never Getting Back Together, Like Ever, by Taylor Swift. So, in the media, there's been a lot of talk about, hashtag Free Kesha, and several artists, including Lady Gaga, have been supporting Kesha in her legal battles with one of her fellow music producers. And in a radio interview, Kelly Clarkson, another pop diva, said that she basically was blackmailed by her label several years ago into working with this music producer that's allegedly been physically and mentally and sexually abusing Kesha and possibly other recording artists. Clarkson said that she was forced to work with him and that he's just not a good guy. The two worked on songs such as Since You've Been Gone and Behind These Hazel Eyes. But I know Kesha and any other females dealing with this nastiness are stronger. And up next is Kelly Clarkson's Stronger. Thanks for being in tune with Just Emily tonight on our radio show about 2000s pop divas. That's going to be all for me tonight, but you can catch Taylor and I's show from 7 to 9 next Monday. I'm going to be leaving you with 10,000 Emerald Pools. You're listening to the Edge 88.1. You're here with Emily and Tyler, and following some more somber news after the Las Vegas massacre, local Waukee High School softball team bus driver Gordy Emmons died Sunday after a long battle of cancer. The article that I read stated that he drove the softball team to their state tournament, loved supporting the team. He warmed up the seats early on the bus, and he even bought pizza out of his own pocket for the girls. They mentioned that he would be truly missed, and this article just made me stop and think, do we even think about those behind the scenes? Personally, for me, for my volleyball games, do I think about those running the scoreboard, those referees, those calling the lines? I just had 2 games this week with bus drivers. I don't even know if I honestly thank them for driving us to our game. I feel like those people really just go unnoticed. And these girls at Waukee obviously definitely had a personal relationship with Gordy here.
Yeah, it got me thinking also about like sports is more than just winning and losing. Back to my high school days, like a guy like Tony Jansen who mowed the football field, mowed the practice fields every day. The Booster Club for what they did, getting events ready, and then all of our bus drivers as well.
Yeah, I think we often forget to thank these people for sure. I think coaches should definitely take it upon themselves to make it a precedent within their team and within their athletes to thank these things. Because I know personally, even in college, I've definitely had bus drivers say, "Oh, we're a little bit early for the game. Let's stop by in Hy-Vee and get you guys some snacks on me. Tina or Coach can repay me later. I'm really not worried about it. I just want to make sure you girls are fed." And I don't know. It's just something I've been thinking about.
Yeah, I totally agree as well. I think every successful program needs a coach who's going to push not just winning and losing, but all the people behind the scenes who are there to support the athletes, and they can do whatever they need. Like you look at these college football stadiums and all the work that goes in to just get the field ready for a Saturday.
It's a lot of work for sure, especially the more you get into the media stuff, those running the websites, those doing the promotional things, the social media posts, and even just some people who are fans that just come out. Like we have certain, super fan Chris here at Grandview, but we have certain like local fans that are just in Des Moines that love Grandview volleyball, love Grandview football. They come out, and I feel like they're failed to be recognized. Yeah,
just them being recognized throughout the community and through the school. Just like they talked about with the Waukee bus driver, how he, when he broke his arm, he had a purple cast to represent.
Specifically for the school colors, right. And the girls even went out of their way to make ribbons for him with his cancer. And I'm actually wondering for a follow-up who the new bus driver is going to be. I mean, now that we're talking about it, I'm actually thinking about it. Like, are they going to build another personal relationship with the next bus driver? Even the article said that people on the stands would ask him, "Oh, who's your granddaughter?" And he would say all of them, all the girls on the team.
Yeah, I think it's a big thing with sports and just building a relationship with the people that are going to help you perform good in sports.
You're listening to The Edge 88.1. Keep it right here for more sports talk.
Welcome back to The Edge 88.1. This is Tyler. And the basketball world was turned upside down last Tuesday when the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York laid out findings from an FBI investigation that uncovered mass corruption, bribery, and wire fraud involving one of the sport's top programs in college basketball world. The 4 coaches that got arrested: Arizona assistant Emmanuel Richardson, Auburn associate head coach Chuck Person, Oklahoma State assistant Lamont Evans, and USC assistant Tony Bland. So a lot of these coaches are facing up to 7 years in prison, and I wanted to see if you thought that was a little extreme for a punishment.
I don't, because I feel like this thing happens more often than not, and I think media just kind of brushes it under the rug. I understand it'll probably be weird for them to be sports professionals, coaches, kind of these high-clout individuals, sitting in prison for 70 years or up to 70 years. I guess that is to be determined. But no, I mean, if you're breaking the rules, then you should be punished. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I could totally see your viewpoint, but I think 70 years is a little extreme. I think I think a lot of these college coaches might not even know that it's a federal crime to go to prison for this stuff. So I think that's a little extreme. But the next question is, do you think that head coaches for these programs should face discipline as well?
I think so, because I think the whole coaching staff in its entirety should have consequences and discipline, and there should still be an ongoing investigation. And I think they should delve into other programs other than these ones, because I don't think that this issue is just for these individuals in these institutions. I definitely think it's ongoing at all levels, really.
Yeah, and the FBI has also said that it is an ongoing investigation, and there's going to be many more names thrown into the mix. One of them last week was Louisville head coach Rick Pitino and the AD getting fired. So it's just an ongoing investigation, and a lot more stuff can happen. What is your opinion on college athletes being paid?
I don't think that they should be paid. I'm a college athlete myself, and yeah, it would be nice to have some extra cash flow, but I think your education is payment in itself. If you're on scholarship at an institution, I think that's payment in itself. I think all the things that you sign up for when you decide to be an athlete, whether that's 6 a.m. lifting, whether that's community fundraising or community outings, late nights, getting back home late from bus rides, I think that's all part of your job description, basically. I think it's kind of preparing you for the professional world, and I just think that your payment or your reward, in a sense, is your education at a discounted cost or sometimes in full, and then the lessons that you take from being an athlete.
Yeah, and I also agree. I think the athletes should be paid a little bit, like maybe to cover meals on the weekends or going out and stuff like that. But I'm with you that they shouldn't be paid like a huge sum. And that's all we got right now. You're listening to The Edge 88.1.
You're listening to The Edge 88.1 here with Emily and Tyler. Your weekend Netflix and chill binges may need to be substituted for something else, as Netflix is raising their monthly fee from $8.99 a month to $10.99 a month. This will be in effect October 19th, and Netflix is saying that they are adjusting this fee to add, quote, more exclusive TV shows and movies. And they're saying that they'll have better features and experience, but every time I get on Netflix, it's lagging for about 20 minutes. So honestly, like I'll probably just cancel my account once this comes into effect, because I'm over it.
I think it's a good idea, because the new plan will have 4K TV shows, a lot more of those. You can now have 4 TVs on your account versus the 2 of the old plan. And then part of the reason for this change is Netflix has spent over $6 billion this year, and next year they're forecasted to spend $7 billion. And then Hulu, their main competitor, costs $7.99 a month, so why not up your rates so people don't think you're just like a cheap
Right. Personally, I actually just bought a Spotify premium membership, and when I bought that membership, it was paired with like a limited commercial plan membership on Hulu. So that's right when I bought it was that right timing. And I mean, there's a few ads, like 2 or 3 commercials when I watch Hulu, but I found that the selection on Hulu and the options on there is just way more diverse than Netflix. And Netflix is known to remove whole series at random times. I mean, my roommate loves One Tree Hill, and she's like, oh, it's off Netflix, I'm canceling my account. So it's like, is it even worth it to have Netflix with all these other streaming devices? I mean, you have the HBO and you have Hulu and all these other things. It's like, I just feel like Netflix isn't in its prime when it was probably 4 years ago.
Yeah, I think one of the things I've noticed with Hulu and Netflix is Hulu has the more recent TV shows and uploads right away after the TV show.
Way more recent movies. I mean, the only thing that's on Netflix for movies is like children's movies and weird like 80s movies.
Yeah, and One Tree Hill is also one of my favorites, so I was kind of bummed when it...
You should probably cancel your account because it's no longer on Netflix.
But yeah, Hulu and Netflix are both really good, but I would say I would rather choose Hulu just because it's like updated right away and you don't have to wait, 3 months down the road just for a TV series to be uploaded.
I agree. I've been binge watching Law & Order SVU on there, and they have every single season, like 1 through 19 or 20 or whatever it is, where Netflix had like the last like 4 seasons, like season 17 through 20. So I was much more satisfied with my purchase of Hulu than the Netflix account.
Yeah, I agree. They don't get rid of the TV shows right away. Like I watched Scandal on ABC and How to Get Away with Murder, and I've watched 3 seasons in a row without it going anywhere.
That's about all we have time for today. Keep it right here on The Edge 88.1.